Hey, how's it going? Are you wondering when to swap your tires and maybe considering doing it yourself? Stick with me and I'll tell you when to do it and show you just how quick and easy it can be. Welcome back. I'm Chris Kuzak, and on this channel I cover DIY projects and homeowner solutions to everyday problems. So if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. It's completely free. Today I'm changing my tires from winter tires to my summer tires. It's always tricky to decide when to change them because I don't want to get stuck in an unexpected snowstorm without my winter tires on. This can be said in both the spring and the fall. Some parts of Canada, like Quebec, parts of BC, actually require winter tires during a certain time of year, and fines can be handed out to those that don't have them. In other parts of Canada, they are recommended and even incentivized. Here in Ontario, I get a reduction in my insurance premiums as an incentive for using winter tires. I think regardless of whether there were an incentive or not, I would still use them, but it helps to offset the cost of them. Winter tires are known to outperform all seasons in temperatures below 7 degrees Celsius, but the truth is that the real-life temperatures fluctuate as different air masses pass by. This is what makes it difficult to know when to change them. Just because the recommended required time to have snow tires on your car is from December to the middle of March doesn't mean it's necessarily the right time to change them. My threshold is when the outdoor temperatures are consistently around 10 degrees Celsius. In the spring, I wait till it's consistently over 10 degrees, and in the fall, I wait till it's consistently below 10 degrees. This strategy so far has worked out well for me, and I have yet to be stuck in a snowstorm without them. When I looked at the weather forecast this morning and saw that the weather forecast in my town over the next couple of weeks was showing temperatures over 10 degrees, I knew I needed to do this today. So I'm going to show you how I change my tires quickly and easily, but before I do, I need to add a disclaimer that I'm not a licensed mechanic and that this isn't intended to be advice, but rather to show you simply what I do. So proceed at your own risk. The first thing I do is make sure the car is on a level surface, and then I chalk the wheels. The last thing I want to happen is the car to move while it's jacked up and the tire removed. The tools I use are my impact driver with a 1/2-inch square adapter on it so I can put my socket on it. This is what will speed up the project immensely. I also use a torque wrench and obviously a pump jack. I know some cars come with a spare tire kit that includes a scissor jack, but those things take forever and are far more work than necessary. Honestly, go to the store, pick up a pump jack. The one I used was $40. You can thank me later in the comments. Before I get to work, I pull the tires out of the shed, look at the tread wear on them, and I use the wear bars as reference, so I know that once the tread gets close to them, I can start planning to buy new tires. These all-season tires that I'll be putting on are not radial, so they can go on either side of the car, but my snow tires are radial, so they need to be they need to turn a certain direction as indicated on the side of the tire. My car is front-wheel drive, so I like to put the tires that have the most tread left on the front. This will not only provide better traction for stopping and going, it will also help to evenly wear out the tires in the long run, helping them last longer. So now that I have the tires laid out to where they're going on the car, I can get to work. I start by positioning the jack under the jack point. There are 4 of these around the vehicle, and these are the only places that a jack should be put to not damage the car. I only jack the car up enough to start taking the weight off the wheel, but I leave enough pressure so that I can crack the lug nuts without the wheel spinning on me. Once the lug nuts are loosened, I jack up the car the rest of the way and remove the lug nuts using my impact driver. See how fast that was? Work smart, not hard, right? Next, I simply swap the tires. While I have the tire off, I like to look at the wear on the brake pads and rotors. If I notice the pads getting low, I'll schedule a service to get them replaced. You know, I've done brakes in the past, when I was in college and with no money for service, but I don't find much of a time savings doing it myself. It's also a comfort level thing too, you know? I'm not a mechanic. Before I use the impact driver to put the lug nuts back on, I like to start them by hand. This will reduce the risk of cross-threading, which would cause a whole lot of problems. So it's worth the time to do it. But once they're all started, I use the impact to get them nice and snug. When tightening the lug nuts, I follow a star pattern. So I tighten one, then go to the opposite side and tighten that one, and so on and so forth. See how quick this goes with the impact driver? After they're all snug, I use the torque wrench to tighten them the rest of the way. Lug nut torque can vary between vehicles, so you're going to need to look up your specific vehicle to see what torque you need. A good resource I found for looking up at just about any vehicle is extremewheels.com, which I'll link in the description. The list of vehicles is extremely long, so I used a keyboard shortcut, Control F or Command F for Macs, to do a word search for my vehicle make. For my 2017 Kia Soul, the lug nut torque should be about 80 foot-pounds. All right, that's one wheel. Now time for the other three. Just rinse and repeat. Including the prep time to gather my tools and look over the tires, this whole process takes me about 45 minutes. I also like to do it myself because I don't need to rely on the mechanic's schedule. Usually around this time of year, they are really busy because everyone wants to get their tires swapped at the same time. So I can just do it on my own schedule, on my own time, and I can time it when it's just right. I usually retorque my wheels after a few days in case any loosening occurs as I drive the car. Many mechanics recommend retorquing between 50 to 100 kilometers. Well, that'll wrap it up for this video. If you found it helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. Post your questions in the comments and I'll do my darndest to reply. If you have any tips for me, I'd also appreciate those too. I like to learn new things, so share away. Thanks for watching, and remember, dream it, fix it, build it. Later.